welcome. You either click this video because you are a teen or young adult who realize financial literacy is important, and you probably would love help with it. You would love for everything to be automated for you. You'd like a 800 credit score. You'd like your investments to start right now and know what stocks to invest in. And you would like to be assured an early retirement with at least $1 million. Welcome, you're in the right place. Or you are a parent of one of those teens or young adults and you want all that for your child. You want them to have a better start than you had, and you want assurance that when they leave your house, they'll be able to move confidently in the world, have everything settled for them regardless of what job they pick. If they're a janitor, an actor, a scientist, a doctor, a sports player, doesn't matter. They'll know exactly what to do with their money so that they'll be set up for success. Either way, you're in the right place. Thank you for coming to Mammoth Money Academy. I'm Darius Lester. I have been in the military. I've done financial management for the military for 13 years. I've been a financial coach for a couple years. I've been a stock investor, real estate investor, run a couple businesses, all while also having my main job in the military. So I know a thing or two about finances, and I have a passion for this. There's not a single day ever that I will not have consumed some sort of financial information, because I'm not doing this just to, I don't know, make a business or make money. I'm doing this because I love it. This is my passion project. That's why I'm doing it while I'm working my other 9 to 5, because after I retire from the military, I have a couple more deployments to go. This is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. So anyways, I'm going to show you a couple of things just about how the academy works, and you can decide if this seems like something that would be helpful to you or your child. So why listen to me? Because I've lived what I teach. It's not just theory. What I mean by this is I've made a bunch of mistakes that I'm going to save you or your child from. I've lost $24,000, my first year of stock investing, because I had no idea what I was doing. I just made the app. I already had money because I'm a good little saver, and I lost a bunch of it. So I can help people know what not to do with that stuff now. I miscalculated renovations on my first home flip. So I dabble in real estate as well. I lost $30,000 on that. I was doing a car rental business, and honestly, just from a lack of effort, right? I didn't do the things I needed to do to be reimbursed for the damages on the car. I ended up just losing the car in total, so I ate a $9,000 loss on that. I've made lots of mistakes in my financial career, but they all grew me. They all taught me a whole bunch of things, made me know the importance of looking ahead, learning more things, learning from other people. Goodness, there's so much power in coaching. If I could go back in time and give my younger self any advice, it wouldn't be invest in Tesla or Apple or any of that stuff. While that would be profitable, it would be invest in a coach, because since I can only give them one bit of information, them going ahead and investing in a coach would give them the know-how to get into the stock market, would give them the know-how to get into real estate, would give them the know-how on what to do and what not to do in all these situations. So instead of just giving them one bit of advice, them getting a coach gives them tons of advice. That's just my thought. But yep, so this is this year, right? This past year I'm up a little bit on investing. I'm just kind of showing you that while I made mistakes in the past, I've learned from them. I've done more research and I've gotten better at these things, right? These are the few houses I own. I'm in talks to get a 6th, but we're cooking, right? I also have an Airbnb that's going pretty nice. I furnished it myself, just doing a whole bunch of back and forth trips in my pickup truck to get a whole bunch of furniture. It was a ton of work. But now I have a property manager, and he runs all of it for me. He just calls to confirm what stuff they're going to purchase. It's fantastic. Here are the vehicles. When I was doing car rentals, I had about 6 cars that I was renting out at a time. That was cool, but my laziness kind of crumbled that business. It was fine. Honestly, I just went and sold off all the cars, but I should have exited with a lot more money. But like we said, there's 13 years of military. Here's why I was deployed. A couple buddies I met out there. Here's me at a speaking event because everybody knows that I love speaking and financial literacy. So sometimes I get called out to give a few training sessions or speak at events. I did not grow up with money lessons. None of this is because my parents taught me really anything. My mother taught me that it's important to save money. That was the extent of my financial literacy for the first part of my life. Everything else I've just taught myself or learned from the different people I've met while I've been in the military, and that just inspired me to learn more. So, the main reason for this is because while I was doing coaching, I realized that a lot of people can receive information. Like, I can give somebody, hey, do this, you'll be out of debt in 13 months. And then if you start investing that money that you were giving to debt, by the time you hit age 55, you'll have $3 million in the bank. I can break that down mathematically, give them a whole perfect to-do list, and just, here you go, execute on this and you're good. People won't do it. And I learned that very well while I was doing my coaching. So with this program, to kind of, avoid that, the course contains a step-by-step system. So I'm not just going to tell the kids, hey, go do this stuff and you'll be successful. I'm like I am here right now. I'm going to open up, if I'm saying, hey, go get a high yield savings account because it gives a better return than your, Bank of America or Chase savings account. I'm going to open up Google. I'm going to show you 5 different high yield savings accounts, all the information you need to open an account. I'm going to probably open one in the video just so you can see how simple it is. I believe when you show someone, not just tell them what to do, but show them how simple it is and give them the step-by-steps to where there's no barrier of the unknown. I think that frees up the path and makes it really easy to go ahead and execute on these things. And that's the main thing I want. I want people to join this course that are going to watch the videos that I've recorded and are going to execute to set up their financial life. Because it's set up to a point where it doesn't matter what job they take, right? You can be a janitor in an elementary school from 18 all the way up to 65, and I guarantee you will retire with multi-millions. You just set this up. Honestly, you could set it up right now and you could forget it. You won't even have to do anything, right? We're just going to automate how much money needs to go into investment accounts, into your retirement, and you just live your life. Do whatever you want for the rest of your life. When you retire, that money is going to be there. So these are the first group of adolescents, teenagers that I helped. This was in Montgomery, Alabama. There was an after-school program with the church, and they wanted somebody to come and teach financial literacy. Saw it online. I was like, hey, I'd love to. Went out there, had a great time. This was like a review that they left me from it. It was very nice. But yeah, so this is who we help, right? We help teens and young adults. And honestly, we help the parents, right? Because I think every parent, I'm a parent myself, right? I have a 14-year-old. So I know every parent worries about what their kid is doing right now, and if by the time they turn 18, 19, 20, and they leave the nest, are they going to be prepared for everything the world has waiting for them? All these predatory lenders, all the college debt, all the credit card debt, all the bills and scammers at the auto market. And I want to help with that. I want to pretty much foolproof and protect our teens from all these things before they happen. Because normally they're predatory because they know that they haven't been taught this stuff yet. They don't know anything about interest rates, so they're just going to agree. They don't know anything, about saving, so they're never going to pay this off and they're going to be, indebted to them forever. I want to teach all these things right now so that we can avoid all these traps. And when I say teens to young adults, I'm talking about ages 13, up to 24, 25. If I help people older, sure, but this is my target audience. It's for families who value long-term success. Actually, that's probably a big thing. You have to understand that what you're paying for now isn't oh, let me just pay for this. It's just a class real quick and it's good. My kid should be, rich now. No, it's not. It's a full commitment. Like, your child needs to go through every single module. There's going to be a whole bunch of mindset pieces in there, a whole bunch of stuff they need to write down, figure out their goals in life, because that is directly attributed to how they're going to treat money in their life. What their goals are and how they go about achieving those goals. I've met too many people who talk about all these goals that they supposedly have, but they're not doing anything that's taking them closer to those goals. I don't want that to be my kid, and I don't want that to be your kid. So we got to focus on that. Here's just some more social proof. Actually, this is, my buddy. It took me, he's 32 now. I've been telling him to invest for years, but he finally did. He's real hype about it. He bought some Google, bought some Amazon, and these are my favorite messages to receive, when somebody finally executes on the information and starts making those steps towards the actual goals they say they have in life. So like I said, while I've been in the military, I've taught lots of classes to the troops, both domestically and in deployed locations. So there's just a few more social proofs on that. One of my biggest achievements was helping one of my friends fully retire. Basically, she was in the military. After she retired, she kept working as a contractor, and she didn't want to. She just had to keep paying all the bills. After working with me for a few months, I looked over what all she had in her life. She owned her own house, and I was like, you single woman, you just in the house and you travel a lot anyway. You should, if you ever thought about renting out rooms in your house. I know it may sound kind of scary, but they have a full system for it. On Furnish Finder, so I kind of walked her through that, and now she rents out 2 rooms in her house pretty regularly. That amount covers her mortgage, so I think just about everybody knows, if your mortgage is covered, that frees up a ton of money. So between that and renting out her car, like I did with mine, she was able to retire fully. She told me she quit her contracting job, and now she just travels the world whenever she feels like it, or goes and hangs out with her son. So these are things that really can help better your life. All right, who this is not for. This is not for parents looking for a quick overnight fix. It takes time to build up confidence. Repetition and information is what builds up confidence. None of this stuff is going to be a quick turn. If anybody is here for I don't know, you want to learn stock trading to make $10,000 overnight, this is not that. You can click off of this, go to YouTube and play around with that and lose your money. But if you want to learn how to grow your money over time to the point where you can retire early, to where it's not a chance if you're going to make money, it's guaranteed that you're going to make money, that's who this is for. Hey, the parent can want it all they want, but if the teen doesn't apply themselves, it's not going to mean much. So make sure that your teen is open to it. I like to think that I'm pretty personable, and I'm always here for questions, but hey, there's some people who just don't want to be there. And if you don't want to be there, I'm not going to make you be there. Parents, I'm going to do 99% of the work, but I need you to reinforce it. I don't know what your life has been. I have no idea where your financial literacy level is, but I need you to at least be open to it. Your mindset has to be in a place to where when I tell your kid, hey, you can go do whatever job you want and still make multi-million dollars, I don't need you going behind me and then saying, man, he tripping. That's not true. it is true. If you don't believe it's true, you should probably tune into some of the classes that your kid's going to be listening to, so that you can understand what I'm talking about, because it 100% is true. You can really do whatever you want. You just have to know how to properly do it, and you can make money from it. I'm teaching what I love, financial literacy, and I'm making money from it. You can do stuff that you want to do and make money from it. Really, it's just choices. And the earlier you start, the better off you're going to be. Again, that's why I'm focused on these teens and young adults, because they can really do whatever they want. But since they're starting so early, it's foolproof that they're going to just end up being rich. All right. So how do we help? We help teens and young adults build real world financial confidence before they face real life financial problems. Like I said, the main thing we're doing is we need to build up their confidence. We need them to feel good in any situation. I don't care if, their house blows over. I don't care if their car breaks down. They got to get 4 new tires at the same time. It just, in any situation, if you're already set up and you have all of these systems automated, none of that stuff is going to faze you. It's going to suck a little bit, right? Because I would prefer not to have to pay for that thing, but they're going to be able to pay for it. They're never going to have to come back to you asking for money, because they're going to have it covered, because they prepared before the event happened. They didn't wait for the event happen and then panic about it. I'm very big on prepping stuff and living like bad things are going to happen before they happen, because it makes life easy. It's like putting life on easy mode. My house, my water heater flooded and took down a few ceilings in my daughter's room and in our hallway like a month ago. Did it suck? Sure. But I have the money to fix it, because I've been saving. I save automatically, so it really wasn't a problem to handle that. And I want everyone to have that peace. It makes everything in life better. It makes your relationships better. I feel better going to work, because it's like I'm chilling, really. Yes, I like my paycheck, but I'm not gonna die if I wasn't getting it, because I'm prepared. But yes, the step-by-step guide is the biggest thing. Outside of that, the community is really good. We're going to have a weekly call where we're going over different financial topics, just because I think it's good for everyone to hear each other, see where each other's at, and sometimes somebody will ask a question that you wanted the answer to and you didn't know you needed that answer. So it's fun. We keep it light. There's not any pressure. I'm not going to have any tests or quizzes or grades in this, because it's all pretty much self-paced. But some of the calls, I might have some fun little Kahoot games and give out some money prizes, just because why not? Kids like money. And if that helps them learn better, I don't mind giving it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if this sounds good to you, if it sounds like it'll be helpful to you or helpful to your child, just apply. You should see an apply button below this video. Just click that. They'll ask you a couple questions, and then we'll get on a call. You'll get to talk to me directly, ask any questions. I'll hear you out fully, hear what your goals are, hear what your child's goals are, and then we can see if our program aligns with that, and we get to work together. So yep, again, this is Darius Lester. I appreciate you for sitting through this entire video. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Welcome to Mammoth Money Academy.